Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 20 for the event Marriage Prospects. This example we discussed in the previous video with the help of the EPS table. We studied a female child who got married, and after 25 years after her marriage, then she separated her husband and she got a second marriage also. We had a detailed discussion with the help of the EPS tables. Now in this video, the same example, we are going to study with the help of the PILT table. How in the PILT table, the key planets were useful in finding the destiny and also the timing of event. Now let us examine this chart with the help of the PILT table. Example 20, second marriage. We are going to discuss with the help of the PILT table. Now let us examine the birth chart for the first marriage and then the second marriage. This is the birth chart of the lady who got married, and after 25 years of her marriage, then she separated and did the second marriage also. Now let us examine with the help of the PILT table. Let me open the self-significators. Let me use EPS colors and KP check all. Now we have to study the destiny. Look at the self-significations. You can see the planets which are having the favorable and which are having the unfavorable key planets in their rulers. Seventh lord is moon and seventh cuspal sublord is sun. So we have to check these two planets, and also Venus we can also check. Look at the unfavorable red color planets. Light red is Saturn, is Lagna 1, 2, 5, 2, 6, 8, and 12. This itself is indicating Lagna moving towards this one, means Lagna itself will take the action of separation. The families, Lagna and family, occupying fifth house is fine, but moving towards 2, 6, 8, and 12, it is not supportive for the marital life. It is supportive for separation also. And the other light red is Venus. Venus itself is having fifth lord, 10th lord occupying third house and close to fourth cusp, 8 and 12 star lord and 1, 10 cuspal sublord. Actually, it is having favorable also 5, 3 and 1, but 10, 4, 8 and 12 and 10, so unfavorable on the higher side. So Venus also has been given light red, but Saturn is the strongest unfavorable. So green color planet is Rahu only, 11 and 5 and 11. And moon, seventh lord is occupying 4,000, Lagna star lord. So this is because of the 4, and it is given just occupying the fourth house, but it is not weak, but still seventh lord occupying fourth house, it has got some weakness, and Lagna star lord and no other houses, so it is become blue. And sun is also the same way, seventh sublord occupying fourth house, but eighth lord and the fourth star lord and fourth sublord, so it is weakness also present. So because of the 5 and 7, it is given blue. Otherwise, it should be given, what do you call, pink shade and all. So anyway, now let us check the destiny planet. Seventh lord moon, whether it is afflicted. Let us check. Seventh lord moon in the star of sun, and all these planets are blue color planets. So moon, sun, 12 level is Mars. Mars is mixed one with supportive signification, and sub-level also moon, sun, and so that they are all supportive. But you can see in supports, it has got Venus, Saturn are all present. So it is influenced by the unfavorable key planets, but all levels are favorable. So with the blue color, so it is got favorable significations for the for the marriage prospects as far as the seventh lord is concerned. Now let us check the seventh sublord. Seventh sublord planet sun is okay. It's conjunct with Mercury and Jupiter. Star lord is Mars. Mars is mixed one, and Mars in the star of Saturn, that is unfavorable Saturn. Mars in the star of Saturn, okay, 2A level only, that is fine. But you can see that Saturn also forming ruler link. It is there for the source planet also. Sun has got Saturn here. I mean, 2A level planet got Saturn and Venus also present. And sublord planet Ketu. Ketu represents Venus, again Venus. Then Ketu in the star of Mars, that Mars is in the having got the moon, Ketu, and Venus again. So, seventh sublord planet is indicating some weakness by the conjunction, and the star lord planet also having some mixed signification for the influenced by the Venus, and star lord of the star lord is Saturn. Again, it is indicating weakness. So, destiny is not completely bad, it is favorable only. The destiny is becoming weakened by the planets, unfavorable key planets, Saturn and Venus. These two planets are weakening or influencing the destiny planet. So that is the what destiny is signifying. It is supportive for marriage, and also it is indicating some unfavorable influence by way of this support strongly. So now we have to check whether this planet is destiny is also supportive for the second marriage, because when it is talking about unfavorable signification with the unfavorable 6 8 12, whether it is having favorable houses also. Yes, it is having favorable 1 2 5 2 are favorable. And look at that sun has got 7 in the star of Mars. Mars is having 11 and 5 and 9 and 5 and 11. So that Ketu is having again 5. And so you can see the star lord planet is got that 5, 5th house, 9th house, 11th house. 7th sublord in the star and sub of your planet is signifying these 5, 9, 11 houses also. That is indicating that Jupiter is the planet which has got the third house and ninth house cuspal sublord. Whether Jupiter is present in the support of this planet? Yes. Sun has got Jupiter, 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 Jupiter. So it means what? Seventh sublord is supported for the fifth house, seventh house, and ninth house, and 11th house strongly. And also unfavorable separate causing houses. It indicates weakness to the first marriage, and it is also supportive for the second marriage, especially with someone who likes or who loves. Actually, that native got married to the another person as a second marriage with one. She had she had a boyfriend a long year back from the school friend. So whom she met after many years. When the problem happened with the first marriage, she got married to that person whom she likes. Okay, so the destiny is indicating that trouble, but what you have to keep it in mind, the unfavorable key planet of the destiny. Which planets are making the destiny is weaker? Saturn and Venus. That are all influencing the destiny. So now what we have to do, we have to check the Dasa Lord in which the native got married. The native got married in Mars Dasa. What is Mars Dasa? You can see Mars. Mars Dasa and Mercury Bugdi Rahu Antra. The native got married during the Mars Dasa. Mercury Bugdi and Rahu Antra. Now let us check the Mars Dasa. Whether Mars is having the unfavorable key planet of the destiny. Yes, Mars is in the star of Saturn, which is unfavorable for the destiny. Okay, but whether that Mars is having, Dasa Lord is having the favorable key planet of the destiny. Which are the favorable key planets? Sun is the favorable key planet, and other favorable key planet is Mercury, Jupiter, Moon. All blue colors are planets which are all supporting to the Sun. So that Mars is having Moon and Rahu, Jupiter, and Rahu also favorable key planet is supporting. Importantly, you can see Sun is the destiny planet itself is rolling the last level, but also there in the star level in supports. And moon is present in the sublord. Moon is there in the source planet in supports, and also 2A level planet. Rahu is the favorable key planet 11, 5, and 11, which is there at the 2A level planet. That weak planet, star lord, unfavorable are reduced by the Rahu, and that Rahu also forming ruler link to the source planet and also the sublord. So that Dasa Lord is having some weakness at the star level, but that is not being further supported by the next level planet. And in addition to that, that Mars is the having the key planets of the Dasa Lord. What are the favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord? If you look at the Sun itself is good key planet because of the 7th sublord and 5. And Sun in the star of Mars is mixed one, but Mars also having 11, 5, and 9, and 11 and 5 and 11 by the Rahu. So that Sun and Mars are playing. Yes, Mars is playing, Sun is playing, and Rahu also playing. Rahu plan. In addition to that, Rahu also playing. So Mars is having the strong key planet of the Dasa Lord. Sun itself is playing and forming ruler link. Other key planets are also playing. That way, it is having mixed signification, but it is supportive for marriage despite some weakness. Okay, so Dasa Lord is having this favorable signification along with the unfavorable. Now that marriage has to happen in the strong favorable Bugdi. Which Bugdi is having strong favorable without the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord? Which is the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord? Saturn. And Venus also in supports. Mars Dasa having got unfavorable key planet is Saturn. That Bugdi Lord should be free from the Saturn and should have the key planets of the Dasa Lord. Now look at that Mercury in which she got married. Mercury having all Jupiter, no Saturn, only in support Saturn. And Mars favorable key planets, Sun and Moon and Rahu. They are all playing role. Rahu and Moon are playing role in the supports. Sun is playing role in the supports. It means that rulers are also supportive key planet, and the good key planets of the Dasa Lords are in the supports and free from the unfavorable key planets. That way, Mercury is strong enough. And then in Mercury, Rahu, the native, got married. So Rahu also good key planets. All the rulers are ruled by the Mercury, Jupiter are playing role. Now the sin got married during that period. Mars Dasa, Mercury Bugdi. Why not in the Saturn Bugdi? Why not in the Jupiter Bugdi? Why not in the Rahu Bugdi itself? That we have to check. She got married. Why not in Saturn Bugdi? Saturn is the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord that is playing role at the source level and also not good, and the star level are fine, but Venus is present. Saturn is forming ruler link to the other level, so this is not going to favor. Unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord is playing, that itself is not bad. It is not good. And Jupiter definitely is not going to be favorable because Jupiter sublord is Saturn forming ruler link to the other levels. So Mars Dasa, Jupiter will not give, Saturn will not give, and Mercury can give it. So that we have already studied. So the native got married during the Mars Dasa, Mercury Bugdi. In Mercury Bugdi, which are the favorable key planets? Mercury, Jupiter are strong favorable key planets, and that Mercury, Jupiter are playing role for Rahu in the star level and 2A level, and Rahu itself is playing strongly. So that way, that Mercury is good, and then comes the Rahu. So the native got married in Mars Dasa, Mercury Bugdi, and Rahu Antra. Now the marriage got over, and we have to check after Mars Dasa, which Dasa are going to be unfavorable. Mars itself has got weakness, but somehow balanced. And Rahu Dasa is not having any unfavorable strongly influencing. So that way, Rahu will not give any trouble to the marital life, because you can see Rahu is not having the Saturn in its rulers. That is the unfavorable key planet. Only in support, they are indicating some hurdles. and also favorable key planets also playing. Then Jupiter starts. After Mars Dasa, Jupiter Dasa over, sorry, Rahu Dasa over, and Jupiter Dasa running. Look at the Jupiter Dasa. Jupiter sublord is Saturn, forming ruler link to the all levels. Definitely, Jupiter is going to give trouble during the marriage, to the marriage life. So you can see Jupiter is 3, 2, 2, 6, 10, 3, and 9. It is also talking about ninth house. So it is also supportive for multiple marriage prospects. And Jupiter in the star and sublord Saturn is not strong. So definitely Jupiter Dasa, that native will have problem in the first marriage, that you have to check. In Jupiter Dasa, which Buddhi is going to be troublesome? In Jupiter, Saturn Buddhi started. Saturn is the unfavorable key planet of the Dasa Lord, also forming ruler link to the all levels. That Saturn itself is acting as the Buddhi Lord. Please understand, just because Saturn is acting as the Buddhi Lord, it cannot give the problem, but it has to be further supported by the remaining levels. Already destiny is having that Saturn is the planet which is going to give trouble. Now we have to check whether the Buddhi Lord Saturn through the star level, sub-level also it has got weakness. Saturn is in the star of Rahu. Rahu is 11, 5 and 11. It is supportive for relationship. Second planet Mars is having some weakness, but you can see Venus is playing role at the support. Then it indicates some sort of weakness at the second level, favorable or reduced. Now, Rahu in the star of Mercury. Mercury is blue planet. Mercury has got sixth lord and favorable houses. And Mercury has got Saturn in its supports. Sublord also Mercury, Saturn in its supports. Star lord of the sublord is Jupiter is Saturn in supports. That Saturn is forming ruler link to these levels. So, Dasa Lord already being influenced by the Saturn by way of sublord and also through supports. That Saturn itself is acting as the Buddhi Lord. That Saturn is also passing ruler link to remaining levels, which are also having Mercury also sixth Lord. So that way it is also passing their rulers link, and it is influencing. So that Buddhi Lord is strong enough to give the trouble during its Buddhi. But within that Buddhi, that Antara should be strong enough for such things. Antara Lord should be strong enough. So within that Saturn Buddhi, which are the unfavorable planet, which are the planets are having this Saturn in its important level. Here sublord, here planet. So definitely for the Antara to execute, if Saturn is playing at the star level, it is going to be, definitely is going to be more unfavorable for the planet. You can see Mercury is not having any Saturn. Ketu is having Saturn only at the 2A level. All our others are supportive. And Venus is not having any Saturn. Sun is having Saturn only at the 2A level. And Moon is not having any Saturn. Mars is having Saturn in its star level. Mars is 4th Lord, 11th Lord occupying 6th house. It is having star level Saturn. That Saturn, Mars also having that Venus in its supports. And sublord is Moon, and star lord of the sublord is Sun. That is getting the Saturn here, and Moon is having Venus here. You can see the Mars planet. During that Mars planet, that native definitely will have the issue strongly, because Mars is in the star of a planet, that is Saturn. That is the strong unfavorable key planet of the Dasa and Buddhi. Moreover, that Mars in the star of Saturn, that is also forming ruler link to the other planets, that is influencing further. So during that Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Buddhi, Mars Antra. If you open the Mars table, you can see the level wise how the Mars planet is giving supportive for the separation. So during that Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, that lady separated from her husband. Please understand, before that Ragudasa was running. In the Ragudasa also, Saturn Buddhi would have come, and Mars Buddhi would have come, and Jupiter Buddhi also would have come. Even Ragu Dasa, Jupiter Bukti did not give any such problem because Dasa Lord is not supportive for that. When Dasa Lord is giving the green signal, then Bukti Lord is also having that key planet of that unfavorable, supported by the remaining levels and the strong. Suppose the Saturn Bukti itself in the sub of Saturn, or strong unfavorable Venus also playing role in the ruler, Saturn Bukti, Saturn Antra itself would have given the separation, but it is having not such unfavorable in the sublord, only to the supports. It was waiting for another planet as Antara Lord to further execute strongly. So that way that Mars has come into play. Then during that Mars, that native got separated. I think you're able to understand how far the unfavorable key planet Saturn is playing role in the making the marriage also, in separation also. This is the period the natives separated physically. Okay, now Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bukti over. Now, second marriage has to happen. Which period is supportive for the second marriage? Now you can see Saturn has got problem definitely, and then comes the Mercury. Mercury period, the first marriage also happened during that Mars Dasa Mercury Bukti, right? That Mercury, if you see that Mercury planet, if you check, Mercury is 9, 5, 3, 7, 11, ninth lord also. It is supportive for the second marriage. And Jupiter, all are having 3, 2, 2, 3, and 9 favorable. And also got Rahu also in supports. All are favorable. You understand? So that Mercury is free from the unfavorable key planets and having got all the favorable key planet in supports also. So Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bukti is supportive. And you have to see that in Jupiter Dasa, which is the favorable key planet, favorable for the marriage, Dasa Lord being the Dasa Lord, Jupiter Dasa, Jupiter is the strong favorable key planets, right? So when Jupiter Dasa, Jupiter is the itself is the strong favorable key planet, and that Jupiter itself is ruling the Mercury, so and also forming ruler link, and Rahu also playing role in supports of the all levels. That way, Mercury is well connected to the Jupiter and capable to give the second marriage during this period. In this Mercury, that Antra, because Dasa is mixed one, Bukti is very good. Antra, if it is supportive for the marriage, that is enough, right? So even it can have some mixed signification, but it is having that strong, that key planets in its rulers, it is going to be very good. In the Mercury Bukti, which Antra is going to be favorable for the second marriage? What are the important key planet which is required for the marriage? Key planet Sun. Sun is the most important planet because it is having 7 sublord and also supportive moon. They are the favorable key planets that we have already studied. Now, in the Mercury, role of Sun is present. Yeah, Mercury is got the Sun in its supports and Moon all there in the supports of for the Jupiter. Now, after the Mercury, the Bukti, after that, Mercury Antra itself can favor for the marriage. No, Mercury Antra itself is not very strong because Mercury is 6th lord, though it is 9th lord. Then star lord Jupiter is 12th lord, though it is 3rd lord. It is also having some 6 and 10. So there are some weakness also present, and you can see that Saturn also playing role at all levels. It needs some other Antra Lord, which is also having favorable key planets, and role of Sun is not present here. That is also required. Then Ketu will not be good. And look at Venus. Venus planet is 5th Lord, 3rd Lord, 8 and 12, 1 and 10. It is indicating some weakness, but not detrimental. Now Venus has got Rahu in its supports, okay? And the star lord is Sun, sublord also Sun. The Sun is the strong favorable key planet, and Mercury, Jupiter all playing role in its supports. So the Mars is the 12 level planet. Mars is mixed one, but with 11, 5 and 9 and representing Rahu. All are good. So that way, Venus is the star of Sun, the Sun which is supporting to the Mercury. And the 12 level Mars also favorable key planet with a mixed one, that Mars also playing role here. and sublord is Sun. Sublord Sun also the same, like star lord, it is good key planet. Both are ruled by the primary cuspal sublord key planet, and that way it is favorable for the, for the marriage to be conducted. This Venus Antra itself is supportive for the second marriage. So that destiny, sorry, that Dasa Lord's unfavorable Saturn is not playing role here. Saturn is not playing role here in Venus, and Mercury, Jupiter are having got some support of Sun and Rahu in their rulers. That Sun is playing role here, and Rahu also playing role here. And important level, star level, sub level are ruled by the strong favorable key planet, that is Sun. So that Venus is comparatively better than the Venus Ketu period and next Sun period, because this is having the good key planets. And also, in the Mercury and Venus are also, connected to each other. How? Mercury Bugdilad has got the primary cuspal sublord planet Sun in its supports. That Venus is in the star and sub of that Sun only. That way, that Mercury and Venus, Mercury Bugdi, Venus Antara also will connect it to the keep through the key planets. So, and also Mercury having got all the Jupiters in their rulers, that Sun is also having Jupiter and Mercury Mercury and Jupiter both are in their rulers and supports also. So that way, that Bugdilad and Antaralad are well connected through their key planets. So that way it is supportive. So the native got married, and after 25 years approximately that she separated, the Rahu Dasa was saving from the separation. Jupiter is supported, for the separation because of the Saturn. So that Bugdilad is waiting for the Saturn's role, that Saturn itself has come, and it is influencing other levels. And within that Saturn also, in a strong unfavorable book, Antra separation happened. That is Mars and Saturn. After that, second marriage happened, especially in the Mercury. The Mercury's ninth lord is supportive for second marriage and supported by Jupiter and everything. That way, in Mercury Bugdi, it is supported. In the Mercury Bugdi, that important other key planet is Sun is missing directly. That Sun is playing role for the Venus at star level and sub level. So, and also other key planets are playing role in supports. That way, in Venus, the native, again, I got married to, another person whom she loves. I think you are able to understand how the simple key planet, which is missing in the Dasa Lord, which saved her life the so many years, the unfavorable key planet, which is influencing the destiny, which is there in the Dasa Lord, that spoiled her first marriage, and in the Bugdilad, which is also influenced by that unfavorable key planet. I think you're able to understand. So we'll meet in the next example. Good luck.